You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken the boxing world, calling out Terence Crawford immediately after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Renowned for his unmatched confidence and flawless record, Mayweather made it clear he's ready to return to the ring for another high-stakes showdown. Fans and analysts are buzzing at the possibility of Mayweather facing Crawford, widely regarded as one of the sport's most formidable pound-for-pound fighters, adding fresh excitement and speculation to boxing's ever-evolving landscape.
Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear, and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously, he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes, never got put down. And he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford preserved his unbeaten record by defeating Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision, claiming the undisputed super middleweight title. The fight, held at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, was one of the year's most anticipated matchups. Moving up 2 weight classes, Crawford entered with great confidence and, despite Canelo's natural size and power, controlled the fight with precise boxing, footwork, and combinations.
I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem. But it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen. And I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes, what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right?
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans, and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, not Canelo, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what,
For this fight, Mayweather Jr. placed his bet on Terence Crawford, showing full confidence in his skills and trusting him to prevail against Canelo Alvarez. Even though Crawford was considered the underdog, Mayweather wagered $50,000 on him to win via moneyline at plus 148 odds. When Crawford secured a unanimous decision victory, Mayweather's bet paid off handsomely, earning him $124,000. This wager not only highlighted Mayweather's faith in Crawford's abilities but also showcased his deep understanding of boxing dynamics.
$50,000 in Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford, Mayweather 74,000. Most people that I talk to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. The most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo, we're gonna hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather, bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio, because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rival. I don't expect anything.
Mayweather has also stated his position in the pound-for-pound debate, naming Terence Crawford the #1 fighter in the world today. After Crawford's dominant performance against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his skill, discipline, and success across multiple weight divisions. For Mayweather, pound-for-pound status isn't just about titles but consistently proving superiority over top opponents, and he believes Crawford has done exactly that. By defeating elite champions and staying undefeated, Crawford has established himself as the man to beat in modern boxing.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as the...
Crawford has long respected Mayweather's approach to boxing, not only his in-ring talent but also how he handled his career and legacy. Over time, this respect grew into a genuine connection. Crawford frequently gets tips and advice from Mayweather, which he values and applies. Their bond reflects a shared drive for greatness, ambition, and understanding of what it takes to excel in the sport.
You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever... Keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type.
Recently, Canelo made a candid admission during a press conference, saying, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." This statement was especially striking because Alvarez had previously faced his first career defeat against Mayweather in 2013, at just 23 years old and unbeaten. Crawford's display was nothing short of masterful, highlighting exceptional hand speed, agile footwork, and tactical precision that allowed him to outbox Alvarez over 12 rounds. Despite moving up 2 weight divisions, Crawford successfully neutralized Alvarez's power through a strategic defensive approach and pinpoint counterattacks.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After Canelo Alvarez claimed that Crawford is far better than Floyd, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, reacted critically. He implied that Canelo's comment was a tactic to boost Crawford's reputation, making Canelo's own loss seem more respectable. Jeff highlighted that Canelo's defeat to Mayweather happened when Canelo was in his prime, disputing the idea that Mayweather was past his best. He also challenged the defensive comparison, stating that although Crawford is very skilled, Mayweather's defense remains unmatched.
you know, that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had it.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, you know, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose?
20s.
I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo was saying what he's saying.
Want
to make himself look like he did something.
Trainer Greg Hackett has weighed in on the debate between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, insisting that Mayweather is still the superior fighter. Despite Crawford's impressive win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett argues that Mayweather's defensive skill and ring intelligence give him the edge. While acknowledging Crawford's talent, he stresses that Mayweather's undefeated record and dominance across multiple weight classes secure his place above Crawford in the all-time rankings. Hackett's view underscores the ongoing discussion in boxing about who is the greatest of this era.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
And the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he did.
Eddie Hearn has publicly rejected Canelo Alvarez's claim that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's record doesn't match Mayweather's, noting that many of Crawford's opponents were past their prime when he faced them. Hearn stressed that although Crawford has significant wins, including his recent victory over Canelo, he lacks the range of elite victories across multiple weight classes that defined Mayweather's career.
I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault, his resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion, but you can't say that he is, you know, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. You know, even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. You know, I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Gamboa. You know, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo. Like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying?
Carmel Martin recently reaffirmed that Floyd Mayweather will always be the GOAT. Despite the recent attention on Terence Crawford's dominance, Martin stated that Mayweather's flawless record, ring IQ, defensive mastery, and consistent success across weight classes set a standard few can reach. While he acknowledged Crawford's impressive performances, particularly his win over Canelo, Martin stressed that true greatness is measured by longevity, unblemished excellence, and making history by remaining undefeated at the top. He believes that although Crawford is elite, Mayweather's legacy remains in a class of its own.
So this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford look a little bigger than. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just we're gonna see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and you know, both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is great. But does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonards, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be there.
Meanwhile, Crawford addressed the frequent comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., stressing that each fighter should be judged within the context of their own era. He claimed to be the greatest of his time, just as Mayweather was in his, and said direct comparisons are unnecessary. This reflects Crawford's confidence in his accomplishments and his aim to build a legacy distinct from past legends. Following Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez, his longtime trainer Brian "Bow" McIntyre stated there would be no immediate rush into another fight. Bomac emphasized that Crawford just secured one of the biggest victories of his career and deserves time to recover rather than return straight to camp. He noted that after such a demanding preparation and grueling 12 rounds, recovery is essential. Instead of jumping into talks of future opponents, Bomac suggested Crawford take a well-earned break to recharge physically and mentally, allowing him to fully enjoy his achievement before planning the next steps in his legendary career.
We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
Damn. And for you? Hey, this thing.
Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so...
Bernie Thigh, a close ally of Terence Crawford, launched a sharp critique after the Canelo fight, claiming, "They tried to rob us." He argued that the scoring didn't accurately reflect Crawford's dominance, with many rounds unfairly awarded or judged too close. According to him, Crawford controlled the fight, dictated the pace, displayed superior fundamentals, and clearly outworked Canelo, yet the judges' cards didn't fully recognize these efforts. Bernie believes that, despite the unanimous decision, the score margins were unjust. His remarks underscore how controversial judging continues to provoke strong reactions in boxing, even when outcomes appear clear.
Time he destroying every myth. Can he take the punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him. Crawford.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather offers a unique perspective on this matchup, having defeated Canelo Alvarez in 2013 when Canelo was undefeated and rapidly rising. That victory remains a highlight of Mayweather's legendary career, showcasing his defensive mastery and ring IQ. Years later, Mayweather is now focusing on Terence Crawford, who recently dominated Canelo. By calling out Crawford, Mayweather is not only stirring excitement in the boxing world but also reminding fans that he still considers himself capable of competing with the very best.
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when he used to
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But, you know, he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great...
Do you think Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford could lead to one of the biggest fights in boxing history? Or should Money stay retired and let Crawford carry the torch? Share your thoughts in the comments below.